Ossabaw Island workshop. The Indigo workshop is a phenomenal thing. I am not a dye expert. I'm not a cloth expert. For me, it's been like opening one door, not just one door, but a series of doors that I've walked through. And it's phenomenal to stand and watch and sit and see people dyeing the cloth and see this 18th century process come back to life. For me, it's bringing history back to life. The quality of the people working on this project is extremely important. Ossabaw Foundation, Ossabaw Island Foundation, has done a lot of things right, and this is one of them.
I want to tell you about this very special plant here growing on Ossabaw Island. This is Indigo suffruticosa. That's the Latin name for this plant. There are two main plants in the Indigo family. There's Indigo suffruticosa, which is from Central and South America, and there's Indigo tinctoria, which is from India. And in fact, that's where the term indigo came from, India. But this plant from Central and South America is the plant that the ancient Aztecs, Mayans, and Incans used. It's what the Mayans used to create their beautiful Mayan blue that they painted in their temples and on their pottery. And it's the plant that has been proven has dyed, the oldest known textile fragment, dyed with indigo in the world. It's 6,000 years old. It was found in Peru. This predates by 1,500 years the oldest textile fragments from Egypt, and by 3,000 years the oldest textile fragments from China. So this is one of the plants that has been growing here on this island, on Ossabaw Island, for approximately 270 years. We're cutting leaves today, right now, to make a new vat, a fresh leaf vat. The Indigoferas are tropical plants. So what we want to do is show you that, I don't know if you can see it, but the mature leaves have a more blue cast than the little new leaves. So that means that the indican content is higher in these leaves. And one of the interesting things is why it grows in the equator with the Indigoferas is that the higher the UV rays, the higher the indican content is in the leaves. So we want really long, hot summers for this indigo to grow. In fact, the hotter and more humid it is, the more miserable it is for humans, the better the indigo likes it. So we're cutting we're going to do about 1 pound. We're going to cut off this stalk right here that has the mature seeds. We don't put the mature seeds. We will put the immature seeds in there, but we save the mature seeds. So we get about 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds. Then we'll fill this up with water and put a brick on it and let it sit out here in the sun, and it really starts to ferment. It gets very stinky and nasty and draws flies that bite. So we are going to, that one's right
there. You get that? Yeah. What do
All
we
right.
have?
So we've got a little over 2 pounds, yay. So now we're going to put this right here.
Oh, one more.
And then to hold the leaves under the water, we put a brick on it. And there you go. Let it sit in the sun for a couple of days, and it'll be quite stinky and ready to go. We're going to demonstrate how to make indigo extract. So first let me explain these. This bucket right here are indigo leaves steeping in water, steeping like soaking in hot water. And we're using solar power. It's like 95 degrees today in the past couple of days, so it's really, really hot. These were cut this morning. These were cut last night, and these were cut 2 days ago from these plants right here. These are the indigo plants of Ossabaw. So what we're going to do, this one is almost too far along where it will produce indigo. So we are holding the branches down with a brick. First we're going to take the brick out.
I'll put it over here.
Then we're going to take the leaves out. And everybody here can attest to how stinky this is right now. And you can see, look at this little leaf right here, if you can see it. You can see the indican. It's actually the color and the chemical in the leaf is a glycoside of indoxyl. And we're going to convert it to indican, and then when it actually dyes fabric, it will become indigotin. So these little indigo leaves just can't help themselves. Their sole purpose, it seems to be, is to give us blue. They have no medicinal value, no culinary value. Their only purpose, it seems to be, is to make blue dye. So these little blue leaves are showing the endoxyl on the coming out of the leaves. So we're going to take this out. And here's another one. See that little blue one right there? And there. And we're just going to toss it back here. We'll compost it. Get some more out. And then we're going to strain it because we really don't want the leaves in what we're going to do. And now we're going to add oxygen to this. This is the fun part. So what we're going to do is start pouring this back and forth. And by doing that, we're adding, I don't want to spill it, oxygen to the indigo. We take turns. And you can see it starting to change to green already. How many times is that?
4.
So we've figured out it's about 15 times of doing this.
We're looking for the color.
And we're looking for the color shift. You can tell it's still a little bit of blue-green, but it's not green yet. Thank you. All right. So now you can see how much darker it's a teal. This is sort of like a teal color. You see this has changed to more of a blue color. I don't know if you can see that very well. So what we're going to do now is add burnt oyster shell lime to this. Burnt oyster shell lime is what would have been used historically here on Ossabaw. We need to increase the pH. The pH of this is probably around 6 or 7. And indigo needs a high pH in order for it to form. So we're just going to add about, I'm very accurate, about a tablespoon of lime at a time. And then we take a stick and we stir. We've got a lot of foam today.
Mm-hmm. Well fermented.
Yep. And now, these are pH strips. You can get them, like, used them in school, I imagine. So now we're going to check the pH.
Trying to get you a spot.
Yeah. Here, hold the package.
It's pretty low still.
It's pretty light. I would say it's probably, well, it might be 8 or 9. And we want the pH to be around 10. So we're going to add some more lime. You want to stir, Heather?
Sure.
And then we'll check the pH again.
It's all in that foam.
Yeah, we got a lot of foam today.
Here we go.
All right. Ow.
Flies.
Yep. So the pH is, we're going to need to add more. You want to stir? Historically, they didn't have these handy little pH strips. They used all their senses. But dyeing and using indigo, you use all of your senses. They would have tasted it, actually. I have not done that. It's don't have the desire when I have pH strips. So,
Getting there. 9 or 10.
we don't want to add too much lime at one time. Actually, that's pretty good. That's right at 10. We don't want to add too much lime at one time because, and you can see I don't know if y'all can see, but the foam on the surface is starting to turn brown, which is a good sign. You don't want to add too much lime, and you don't want to add too little. It's just a matter of sort of figuring it out. So now, historically, what would have done, and what we're going to do here, is let the indigo will start clumping together. The indigo molecules in there will start clumping together. Then it will precipitate out and fall on the bottom. And it's a process that takes 2 or 3 days. And then we would draw the water off, and then you would have the indigo sludge, the blue sludge that is then dried into indigo extract or powder. So that's it. We have cut the leaves, we've fermented the leaves, we've processed the leaves, and now we have indigo dye. I want to tell you a little bit about this fabric though. This is a piece of Osnaburg cotton. And cotton was grown historically in the South, not necessarily Sea Island cotton. This is not Sea Island cotton, but the cotton was grown, and this fabric the cotton was shipped up north, and this fabric was woven up north called Osnaburg, and then it was shipped back down here, and they made the slaves' clothes out of this. So this is considered slave cloth. I put a little piece of fabric in here, a piece of Osnaburg. So I'm going to take it out. Shake it out. And let it oxidize. And what's happening right now is the indigo on the fiber has not bonded yet, so it's reacting with the oxygen in the air to bond with the fiber.